love, the right spot. Lack, love, the right spot. Lack loves the right spot. Welcome to the right spot. Hey. Love, the right. Lack, love, the right. Lack, love, the right spot. Hey. Love, the right. Welcome to the right spot.
The right spot? What's the right spot?
Yes. What's the right spot?
What's the right spot?
Loves the right spot. Hey, loves.
Like that. Hey, loves.
How are y'all tonight?
How are you doing tonight?
Welcome to our first episode.
The first episode. Drum roll. Please. Let's go. It's been a long time in the making.
Loves the right spot.
Yes.
Today is actually our 14th wedding anniversary.
14th wedding anniversary
and
today.
The launch of this endeavor.
This endeavor.
So we are excited.
Super excited.
And thank you guys. Wait 1 second. Don't mess up my lipstick.
Okay.
Just wait 1 second, okay? Just want to say thank you guys.
I felt it was like a moment.
No, thank you guys for viewing with us.
Okay.
Come on. All right. Okay. Thank you, my love. You see,
that's
what they do. Ladies.
It's a little something. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they do. When your face is big, you got a little lip gloss going on.
You gotta have a production to get all this stuff.
Production is all. We don't have a production budget. Right. We are a production. But
let's go.
Tonight's episode. The question that we want to ask you is are you the prototype?
Are you the prototype?
Or have you met someone? That could possibly be the prototype for you.
Wait a minute.
So, Alonzo, what is the prototype?
The prototype. Let's
what's the definition?
Let's pull up Webster on this one, right?
Yes, come on.
What is a prototype? In reference to a person, right?
Yes.
It says someone or something that serves to illustrate the typical qualities of a class, model, exemplar.
Okay. Ooh. So, have you met someone possibly that is the model person for you?
Right. And what like makes them the model person for you?
Right. I don't know. You tell me. So, for us, you know, we're going to take you guys on the journey with us. Like I said, we've been together for 14 years, married, and altogether 15 years.
Yes.
So we actually met each other.
Right. Come on with it.
At Corporate America, or in Corporate America.
In Corporate America. Yes. Met her at work, and I was just taken back, smitten, I guess, as they say.
You were smitten?
You know, I was smitten. You know what I mean? Just her energy, you know, the confidence that she walked with. That she talked with, she definitely came across like, you know, a woman who knew herself and kind of like knew what she wanted.
Fishnet.
You know, and no, the fishnets don't hurt. You know what I mean? I don't know the fishnets that we were trying to catch or something like that. I don't know. But anyway,
I was not trying to catch.
You wasn't trying to catch.
That is my regular.
That was your regular.
Wearing heels to work every day.
That was, you know,
every day. Anyway, okay, go ahead, baby.
No, okay. So what I want to add to that is that absolutely attracted me to you.
Yes.
So, I mean, you know, for my sisters.
Yes.
You know, when a woman is carrying a lot, and a lot of times we all are carrying a lot, But when it's showing, right, when it's on you, a lot of times you don't know that. And I mean, us guys, we pick it up.
Right. Well, that's why Badu.
We pick it up.
That's why Badu said, "Pack light,
pack light,
bag lady.
Come on.
You're gonna miss your bus.
It's leaving.
You gotta hurry up,
right?
Because you got too much stuff.
You got too much.
What I'm saying? So y'all check out Badu on that.
Right.
But the thing about it is, I would say that I always was a confident young woman, a confident lady. I definitely, learned that. At a young age, my mom absolutely instilled it in me. You're pretty, you're a queen, you have a lot to offer, you're talented, you're smart, you're intelligent, and I knew that about myself. So regardless to what anyone else had to say, I always carry that with me. And I will say to my sisters that is what a lot of times men who are ready to take it to the next level, to date you, wine and dine you, and even possibly, getting into a committed relationship with you, they are attracted to that. Now, yes, they're attracted to your physical, things. Some guys like legs, some guys like breasts, they like different things, lips, eyes, whatever it is, whatever. But if you do not exude confidence, if you do not exude just a higher being of self at the time, it is a total wrap, okay? Right. Which means that, like, you know how dudes do, like, oh, she cute, da-da-da-da, and that's all it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? That's as far as they're gonna take it or whatever. But if they feel or sense that the energy is very high, then they're gonna work for it, okay? Absolutely. They're gonna work to get to know you. They're gonna chase after you.
Sure.
They're gonna wanna, as the old school people could say, they're gonna wanna court you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And to me, it's more or less like that's the whole thing about being a prototype. See, for me, in my mind at the time, and just I guess that was my outlook on life. I definitely was learning myself at the time. I was coming into myself. So I absolutely was looking for what qualities that would absolutely be a part of this perfect woman that I was creating in my mind.
Right. And no one's perfect.
Right. No one's perfect.
We both were definitely imperfect people. You'll hear us keep saying that over and over and over. So anyway, like I said, we met each other. Yeah. We clicked instantly. We did a lot of conversating. A lot of conversating.
There was a lot of communication.
Then at the time was IM. Right now, you guys have Facebook Messenger, Skype, you got IG, you got Skype, you got media. Zoom. You have so many different outlets. Email. Media, right? No, it wasn't. I think. It was a little bit. It was a little bit. But outside of that, you have all of that now. In the present day. And it's like, what are you guys doing right now? How are you dating in the quarantine? Leave us some comments. Let us know how you trying to keep the spice alive. Yes. Have you met anyone new? Like I said, do you have a potential prototype that's out there? Right. So I will tell you, like I said, we did a lot of discussion, but like in the beginning, like literally, like by the second conversation, I was already telling him, like, listen, I'm not trying to date anyone forever. I'm not trying to date you forever. Right. What are your intentions? Because I know what I want, and I made that very clear, like up front and early.
Yeah, you did.
I did, right?
But I mean, at that point,
were you scared?
I don't know. Probably. I probably was a little scared, but I wasn't too scared. But I knew that it was something that was worth working for, right? If it was something that I really wanted, which I did. So I wasn't, I was scared. But actually, that knowing, being strong, like this is what I'm looking for, and of course, I think that comes with age too. And experience. Because
we will definitely say that both of us were engaged before. Yep. Prior to meeting each other. Right. So we had experiences with different relationships. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Right. But that I feel like that prepares you for the person that is ultimately your forever love, the love of your life. Right. But point number 2.
Come on with it.
I would say before I met Alonzo, I actually spent a whole year and a half, almost 2 years, dating myself.
Wait a minute.
Being by myself.
Message.
Not. Yeah, that is the message.
That's the message.
Being by myself, getting to know myself, really having a whole spiritual awakening. I had joined a new church. I had a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, that I decided to do for myself at that time after the engagement ended.
Right.
And I feel like that's what really set me up to receive him.
Right. So, I mean, that sounds like, you know, like a sounds like a match made in heaven. That sounds like a great incubation period that you put yourself through. But like, keep it real though.
Right. Well,
wait, hold on. Wait, I'm saying though. During that time, you were dating yourself.
Yeah.
How did you treat yourself? What was yourself like?
Well, I mentioned that already. I just said like I had changed churches at the time.
Okay.
You know, I would shop for myself. I would take myself out to the movies. I took myself out to dinner. I would take myself out to lunch.
Right.
Hang out with my girlfriends. Hang out with my family.
Right.
You know, laugh and kiki, read books.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And really meditate and just have like a moment to sit down and write goals, you know what I'm saying, for yourself and your do's and your don'ts, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your standards.
Right.
You know, like what are you willing to you know, what is on the table, what is not on the table. What are you willing to compromise?
Come on. What are you not willing
during
to
the dating process?
Right.
So that right there is what I did, but I wanted to ask you because you kind of have a similar situation. At the time, you know, how did you know that you were ready to kind of find your prototype?
Well, like you said, I was in a relationship, you know, or kind of ending the relationship, and it was a mutual thing. Like we both were together young, basically, and it was, you know, my mother's or my daughter's mother that I'm speaking of. And we have a great relationship now.
Yes.
You know, we talk, definitely, you know, friends in that nature, you know, and Chanel is the same. But it was us coming to a place where we weren't happy in the relationship. And we voiced it. And it was like, okay, well, you're not happy. I'm not happy. But after you ask or say that statement, then comes behind it, well, what makes you happy?
Right.
And I was on search for that. Like, I was like, oh, that was an aha moment. Like, okay, I could easily say I'm not happy, but it's not as easy to describe specifically what makes you happy all the time.
Right.
Right? Because, you know, sometimes you up, sometimes you
right. But I will say that even in that process, we took it slow. To a certain degree because we weren't reacting off of our emotions.
Sure we were.
Even though we were highly attracted to each other.
Right.
You know, I would tell him I felt the rhythm of you in my thoughts. Like my girlfriends would catch me sometimes.
Come on.
They would catch me sometimes like smiling and smirking to myself like on the bus. Like, what's going on with you or whatever, and I would be thinking about him and we could have probably just left each other or whatever the situation is, but I was very smitten. He would definitely just get into my mindset a lot of times. Wrote
no, go ahead. I listen.
Wrote
I need
beautiful poetry to me. Because I found out that he was a writer. So that was something that I was very, very drawn to. And then we had a lot in common. So that was like a good thing. But at the same token, we were actually very opposite as far as just each other.
Just stuff. You know, what I can say too is that she was always the one who would encourage anything that I would say that I was trying to do or trying to really get to the next step in. And it was almost like, you could do it. Like, you know, what are you waiting for? You know, nobody is stopping you. No one's just telling you no. And that empowerment, right? Sisters, that empowerment, I can say that again. That empowerment is another level to the brothers. You know what I'm saying? We try to be tough and say like, listen, we got it. We holding it down. But at the same time, you know what Meth said? Listen, all I got is you.
Yeah.
And if I can't get that boost from my lady, then I'm on shaky ground. You know, I'm like pretending. I'm on shaky ground. But she was definitely the one definitely to kind of open my eyes and say, listen, reach for the stars. And whatever you thought you could do better. So what I got to do, I got to return that.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. So I would definitely say that, we looked at each other as reflections, eventually.
Right.
And it's like you want to find someone that wants to have like the absolute best for you. They want to wish, you the absolute best. They want to help, push just your dreams and visions, just even from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, really listening to you, being attentive.
Right.
And it's not about, sex all the time. Right. It's not about, hooking up and, necessarily even whining and dining for that matter. Sure. I mean, that's great. That definitely is great. But if you really are trying to establish something,
right.
And you want to build a solid friendship first, I would definitely say you would have to kind of just be into the person's mindset.
Right. You gotta be
educate
there.
Yourself.
You gotta be there.
Educate yourself on what they got going on for them and the same for you. So that way you have a whole bunch of conversation to talk about. Right.
And they gotta be worth it, of course. They gotta be worth it. Like I referenced Myth earlier with the song, but I really was trying to reference You All I Need, with Meth and Mary. But at the same time, when you think about needing something, you don't realize that you need something until you don't have it.
Right.
And it's almost like my wife came in my life at the right time.
Yeah, so that
was like at the right time.
So like when he played the song for me, I was like, what is this? Andre 3000. I think I'm in love again. You are the prototype. I was like, what is this?
You are the prototype.
So did the love bug bite you? Like did you feel it?
I felt it. I still feel it. I still feel it. I still feeling it.
All right now.
Come on here. Say something. Shoot. But listen though, for real.
Oh God.
It's amazing that, in our marriage 14 years, later, that I could still like laugh. I could still, be silly. I could still be corny. I all of that stuff. And it's like, hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And I love it.
Yeah.
And I definitely, and what also inspired us and pushed us and motivated us is that because we know that this is possible.
Yes, absolutely.
It's possible. And you first definitely got to know that you have to love yourself.
Absolutely.
That
you're loving yourself exudes. It exudes out of your body. It exudes in your hemisphere, your atmosphere.
Everything.
And people will absolutely be attracted to that love, the love of self. That is absolutely
it is much
something
needed,
that
much
everyone.
Needed.
So that's for you ladies. That's for you gents. That's for all of you that are trying to find your prototype.
Right.
Or even if you believe that you're a prototype for someone else. Listen, like I told you, I think we IM'd about it, and I was like, listen, if it's cosmic, if it's meant, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. So don't force it. Don't push it.
Don't force it.
Don't rush it. And I would say enjoy each other. You know what I'm saying? In the process, we didn't date for that long. We actually only dated for 6 months.
Yep. 6 months. I knew that I wanted to put a ring on it.
Yes.
Definitely did.
Put a ring on it.
You know what I mean?
So he proposed to me on Christmas Day, and that was in 2005.
Right.
And 6 months later, June 17th, 2006, we were happily wedded.
Yes, indeed.
It doesn't take forever. Listen, we're not knocking anyone. If you guys been in it for a long time,
it is a touchy area.
Yeah,
right
it
here.
is. We
touchy.
not, but we listen,
bruh.
Right.
I'm here for you, bruh. I'm here for you. Listen,
but we want y'all to do the work.
Yeah, do the work.
It really doesn't. It doesn't take a lifetime. It doesn't take 5 years. For you to really sit down and decide, like, hey, I want to make this person that's a prototype, my girlfriend, and then I have goals. I can see myself with this person 6 months down the line. I want to make them my fiance or whatever, and then 6 months later, or even a couple of months later, they'll be your forever love. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's something that we definitely have gotten away from. As far as our culture is concerned, everyone wants to, and we're not knocking it. You want to live together, you want to just stay together for a long period of time, and you don't want to label it. And I think that that's not necessarily always great. But for some people it does work, or whatever the case may be, but it's not always great. I'm like the woman needs the validation.
Okay. I ain't gonna co-sign that. She said that.
And you need to be taken off the market, right?
With saying the prototype, and I know somebody already done the prototype is not the perfect thing. It's just the prototype to get to the perfect thing. That's it in a nutshell.
Yes.
Because you're seeing the person as the prototype, like, wow, these, the qualities, the traits, the activities that you experience that this person may have and do on a regular basis. You're like, well, you know what? Those pieces are actually what I would like to have in a mate.
Yes.
This person reminds me of the prototype.
Okay.
Come on. This is where we going with it.
Listen, so point number one, we would say, absolutely build a strong friendship.
Gotta do that.
Yes, we definitely are each other's best friends.
Yes.
I have best friends that are female. He has friends as well. I have friends that are male too.
Right.
But I will say that, having a strong friendship bond built in our relationship has absolutely helped us. We can laugh with each other, we can joke with each other, we can cry with each other, we crack on each other, we get on each other's nerves, all of that good stuff, whatever the case may be. But you do that with regular friendships. So why not do that with your relationship? Okay.
So no, you probably hit on something too. So when you look at relationships on an intimate level, of course there's other things that occur and that are going on behind closed doors, right? But generally the relationship and the way you relate to another person, usually you have experience doing that just by having friendships in your life. Now, see, what happens is sometimes you may not have had quality friendships in your life. You may have had people who did you wrong. And so you're not as trusting.
Right.
So I'm not going to go there because I'm sure that's a future show.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that friendships, relationships work together.
Yeah.
They work together.
Yes. And you have to show yourself friendly.
You got to show yourself friendly.
Yes. So that's good. Okay.
Show yourself friendly to somebody today. Tomorrow.
So extra. Okay. So what would you say would be, so we said that friendship is number one. What would be number two? What would be a number 2 point for you?
Trust. You have to
establish it.
You have to establish that because once we're friendly, now I'm giving you a little bit more of my time. I'm sharing more of my thoughts with you. Now I got to know if I can trust you. Right, because then I can open up. Yes.
And then I would say, the third thing would be establishing exactly what it is. What are we calling this? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know people still doing buddy,
with benefits, that's my people's.
Yeah, people's with benefits and all of that good stuff. Issa Rae and hey, shout out to Insecure.
Right,
love
peace,
the show.
Peace, yeah.
But I'm just saying, you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's establish this. Let's put a standard on it. Let's set boundaries. Let's set expectations.
Yes.
All of those things. If you really are trying to move into a serious relationship, a serious dating relationship.
Right. Let me ask y'all a question though. Is commitment dead? Or is the dating scene? I mean, we've been so far removed from it, but I'm just trying to see is the whole I want to be with somebody for life concept, is that canceled?
Well, I
is
hope.
That like,
I can say I hope not, because
I
we still date each other.
Right.
You still my boo.
Yeah.
So we still date each other even 14 years later. We make sure that we have date nights and we make room for date nights. And I think that some people may be a little bit scared about that, because you think that the relationship is going to lose its fire. Things are going to change. It's like, oh, my girlfriend is not going to be the same girlfriend.
Right.
If I make her my wife, or my boyfriend's not going to be the same, whatever, if I make him my husband.
Right.
That's not necessarily true. You have to put the work in, just like you would do any other friendship and any other relationship.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so our Cooperative Economics spotlight for this month of June is Gracefully Yours. Now listen, I know Father's Day is coming up.
Ooh.
Okay? You can get it for your husbands, your boyfriends, your fiancés, uncles, fathers, godfathers, nephews. Listen, ladies, this stuff is absolutely great.
It's
Daria
awesome.
Jones, we have the commercial on our YouTube channel. It's also featured on the website. www.lovestws.com. Let me tell you, this conditioning balm, fresh mango scent.
Wait a minute. Ooh, listen. This thing is fresh. And it's soft.
And it made it soft. So please,
it's shiny too.
Please support our sister. Pack it out. Go to her website, DariaJonesWorld.com.
DariaJonesWorld.com.
Buy it.
Enjoy it.
Sell it. Share it. Whatever.
Treat yourself, brothers. Treat yourself, man. You deserve it.
Yes. And
you deserve it.
I'm going to tell you, listen, brothers, you get that beard right. Ooh. Listen, she going to want to be like all up on it.
Wait a minute. Gracefully Yours.
Gracefully Yours.
By Daria Jones. Beard Balm. Let's go.
Economics spotlight for the month of June.
Love y'all. Stay tuned. Support. Peace.
So I would say that's the three things for tonight.
Right.
Or today.
So we're going to reiterate that. So we said with the prototype, we said, we gave y'all what we embody as the prototype in a person, right? And then we said the first thing is friendship.
Right.
You establish that friendship with the person. And then what we said, number 2 is what?
Number 2
is trust.
Yeah.
Trust. That building up of the trust, that trusting element, that way you can share openly and be vulnerable is so valuable.
Yes, especially about your past.
Oh.
Yes.
Those bags.
Yes.
Unpack.
Yes, gotta unpack them.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we said number 3 would be, setting standards, boundaries, and expectations.
Yes.
And then once that is done, then it's like you guys are really on your way, loving each other to be on your way, dating each other to become more serious in dating, and hopefully.
And there's levels to this.
Yeah, it absolutely is levels. To be more serious and getting engaged possibly. Yeah. So we would love to hear that. Definitely back from you guys. Log on.
Yes.
To the website.
Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, please.
TWS.com.
Right.
And as Alonzo just said, the channel. Please subscribe. Please leave your comments.
Yes.
Share, repost. We would love to get a whole bunch of people, community, following us, and we look forward to sharing with you guys.
Yeah, we want to hear what's on your mind.
Well, I know the next episode, is probably gonna be maybe Bilal, and the name of the song is called Love Poems. So listen to the song, because. Listen, feelings grow. You want feelings to grow.
You want them to grow.
And, so I think that's what we may talk about that a little bit and kind of get further into our whole engagement process.
Right. So, I will also just add a word of encouragement. I got to do it. To all the couples out there that may be on a thin rope or a thin string and trying to hold on. What I could tell you is that if it's worth fighting for, if you can look back and reflect over what you came through, we need to table this discussion. We have to communicate about what we're feeling and why we're feeling it And we'd be surprised if we just be vulnerable in the moment and see what happens.
That's all right.
Yes.
Okay, well, like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this
Yes.
episode.
Yes.
We love sharing with you so far. We're newbies at this,
Mm-hmm.
but hopefully
stick with
it
us,
gets
though.
better. Yeah,
it gets better.
Stick with us.
Yeah.
So before we leave, we're gonna just do a little toast.
A toast.
And celebration.
Okay. Wait a minute. Libations.
In celebration of our 14 years.
And 14 years.
Yes.
14 more.
14 more.
Come on with it.
No, 14 more. Forever.
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 But, I mean, that's a 14 is a lot.
Forever.
More.
Jason Nelson. Forever. It's been a long time. That's how long.
That's how long.
Yeah.
I love you.
Shout out to Jason.
Shout out to them. And I hope y'all guys enjoyed the intro music that was on. Now, I'm telling you right now, I want y'all to go back and listen to it like 20 more times. But that was produced by yours truly. Come on with it.
Oh, goodness.
And the vocals were performed by my beautiful wife.
Yeah, it was all right, guys.
Listen.
Wait. Before we go, because we forgot.
We forgot something?
So, yes. So, we forgot that Love's TWS has merchandise. The merchandise is being designed by our son.
Yes.
This is one.
Yes.
And we have another. We're gonna flash it up on the screen.
Boom pow.
Boom pow. Explosive love.
Yes.
That is something that we hashtag a lot.
Right.
And that's basically it.
Yeah. We love y'all. Stay tuned. Stay connected. We want to hear from you.
Yes.
What do you think about this first show?
Yes.
What do you want to hear? What some topics you want us to throw around and throw in there? We're going to have features. You know, it's not going to just be us talking heads here all the time.
Right.
We will feature some in-house interviews sometimes, okay?
Right.
So we love you again.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
And stay safe.
And stay safe. You have just been to the right spot.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Love you.
What it do, family? We back with our first installment of Lyrical Lessons.
Yes.
Our song of the day was Prototype, performed by Andre 3000. Check it out.
Yes.
The lyrics, you know what I mean? I'm just going to share a few lyrics and give y'all the lesson in the lyrics. Follow me right now, right? So it comes on, he's like, I hope that you are the one.
Yes.
If not, you are the
If
prototype.
not, you are the prototype.
We'll tiptoe to the sun and do things I know you like.
Yes, do things.
I think I'm in love again.
Yes.
I think I'm in love again. So that always, I guess at the time, that definitely stuck out to me because, you know, I guess I felt myself kind of slipping or falling out of love. And I met someone that kind of opened my heart back up.
Yes.
And showed me that it was okay to love.
I did that.
Again.
Yes.
Come on.
It's okay to love again.
It's okay I'm to in love
again. Yes.
Again.
Regenerate your love.
Come on with it. It's okay. It's okay to love again.
Yes.
And
at the end of the song, he says,
I know.
You know, thank you very much. You know,
it's a little joke,
but it is real. You know, it's like you want to thank the person for obliging.
Obliging. So before we close, I'm going to give you the end of the song because she just made me remember it. Boom. He says, if we happen to part, Lord knows I don't want that. But hey, we can't be mad at God. We met today for a reason. I think I'm on the right track now.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
We met for a reason.
We sure did.
Even if we don't work out.
Yes.
I think I'm on the right track now.
And
it's okay to love again.
Your reflection.
Come on.
Is the prototype.
The prototype.
Check it out.
Check it out. Peace and love. Lyrical Lessons, Chapter 1. Stay tuned.